That is Aaron Plessinger, everybody. And welcome to the Weege Show at the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. We are at Matterley Basin. We're gonna get cool shots of the track here. I thought I could time that better. Here goes Plessinger. This is the final free practice of the day. There's so much riding that goes on in these races. And this is not qualifying. This is just practice on a Saturday. They'll have qualifying races that determine the gate picks for tomorrow's motos later on this afternoon. But we're gonna give you wall-to-wall Weege Show coverage brought to you by our friends at Ogio. Why Ogio for this show? Because this has been a heck of a lot of traveling. I have actually never been to a Motocross of Nations outside of the United States. That seems crazy. I would love to have gone to more of these, but I don't get the, here's Jet Lawrence. I don't get the get out of jail free card at the end of 9 months of traveling to go hang out in Europe with my buddies for 5 days. And let's be honest, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be hanging out with my buddies. So I only get to go to these international races if I can bring the whole family, and I wasn't gonna do that when my kids were young. So now they're old enough, we're all in England, and thanks to Ogio providing us with enough luggage to get in and out, travel snafus, time zones, jet lag, you name it. And Ogio pretty much boxed every single rider out here. So thanks to them for backing the show. More on them in a bit. Here's the Team USA. What's up, Golden Boy? That's Aaron Plessinger's bike. They get 2 bikes each team. That's MXGP rules. They take 2 bikes. It allows them. Plessinger rode that bike at the beginning of the session, then he swapped out, and now he's on a second bike. I would imagine it allows him to try different setups. The idea is you have a backup bike with a mechanical problem. But trust me, the teams are going to try different setups. But we don't try to overanalyze anything that's happened so far in the free practices. Although these guys do seem very interested right now. Do I got a Saturday with Seaver right here? Am I doing a Saturday? Oh, okay, you won't break. I give you credit. Good guy, Jeremy Seaver. He only does it with Lewis. So we're gonna go to the pits. We're gonna show you around, and this is Weege Show from England. And I realize that this is one of the few windows you might have into how this race works. But sign up for CBS Sports Network right now if you don't have it on cable, or MXGP-TV.com. MXGP, they have a link on their regular website. Sign up for the program now, and you can watch qualifying races and watch the motos tomorrow morning, or CBS Sportsnet in the United States. You can watch this race on TV, but I'll tell you everything I can find out here throughout the day. So let's show you some of the inner workings of the GP paddock. We can talk about lap times and things like that later because it's a long day and we'll see more after the qualifying races. What has blown my mind so far is some of these rigs and some of these setups that we have. This is the typical MXGP paddock. That's what their trucks look like, a little bit different than ours. But they got these like folding out transformer size hospitality rigs. This is Just One Helmets has one right here. And then Aero Helmets has one right here. What's up, Johnny Cuso? This is the legendary Alpine Stars. This is where you grab your free meals. I don't have a pass for that, but I'm gonna just barge my way in there later. Hey guys, that's restaurant quality stuff in there. And they got a Red Bull thing over here. Again, we don't have any of this. We don't have hospitality trucks. There's a couple teams in the US, like Honda has a semi for the bikes and a semi for hospitality, but it's nothing quite like what we see here. That's Hurling's bike. This is the typical Red Bull KTM semi. And then Yamaha, this is their typical MXGP setup. But they are housing the Cooper Webb and Eli Tomac bikes. Oh, what's up? Welcome aboard, yeehaw. But more on that in a moment. In the past, Team USA was just stuck at these trucks. Whatever manufacturer you raced for, that's where the riders worked. But they have upgraded the program significantly, and I will explain more on that in a minute. I just want to show you this absolutely ridiculous Red Bull hospitality. Like I said, it's like a full-on restaurant in here. Oh, automatic glass doors, automatic glass doors. Not a bad place to hang out. Not a bad place to hang out at all. But this is actually, I went into Triumph has a setup like this that's even better. It's multiple stories. It truly feels like a restaurant inside. This has an observation deck on the top. I don't see anything like this in America. I certainly don't see anything like that. Automatic glass sliding doors. Here, I'm gonna show you. This is the actual pit area. This is how Kawasaki pits. Behind these glass. That's not a showroom. That's not a showroom. That's where the mechanics work. Behind these glass windows. The fishbowl setup the teams use, and I was actually talking to this guy, maybe you've heard of him, his name is Roger DeCoster. He was asking me what I thought of these setups. I mean, that's it. We're so used to in America, the pits are pretty wide open, right? There's a fence that's about waist high and a tent overhead, but you can watch the mechanics work. And Roger was asking me, what I think of the closed offness. I think part of the reason it's so different here is because these pits apparently are open all day. So fans cycle in America, you're there in the morning, and then when it's moto time and race time, the fans have to move out of the pits and the teams just get to operate and just really focus on the job. Here, I believe the pits are open all day during the motos as well. So I think that tempts teams into saying, like, we need to get a little more private with what we have going on and more focused. Team USA, there wasn't a lot of communication. And I believe this all started with the embarrassing performance back in 2018 at Redbud. It was not the performance that everyone expected. It was like, 2018, we're on home soil, Tomac's gonna race, this will be no problem, we'll win. No, they didn't even come close, they didn't even podium. And I think at that point, well, I know this because I was standing in the pit lane tower, the same infrastructure where I started this episode of this show with Paul Parabinos, who was with Renthal, and it was just embarrassing. The final moto of the day, there was a gate on the inside, which at these tracks, the way they set up for MXGP, you want the inside gates. There's an inside gate available. Justin Barcia did not take it. We asked Barcia after the race why. He said no one told them that gate was there. They assumed it was going to be taken. That wasn't putting your best foot forward. So there has been a concerted effort to improve Team USA's strategy and infrastructure, and now 6 years later, in an away race in Europe, you're seeing it big time. I'll show you Team USA's structure behind me in a moment, but I want to show you this. This is, so Honda in Europe, these semis here, they bring the bikes. These trucks bring the bikes. But then they put the bikes inside this thing. The mechanics actually work behind these glass windows, these climate controlled glass windows. And then this one is a hospitality truck for the team. And then I'm told that the team owner, this is Garibaldi Honda, has his own hospitality truck here, which is like a palatial estate. And these are long weekends. I think that's part of it. The United States, it's in and out. You get in Friday, you race Saturday, you go home. Here, there's activities Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You live at the track to a much higher degree. There's the Triumph structure. Check this out. I'm told Team France has a similar setup. I gotta go find that. We'll be right back. And we're back. So over here, I mentioned all the different Honda rigs. Then Team Australia rented an additional rig, and this is the Team Australia setup. Not a lot in here right now because bikes are on track with Jet Lawrence. Hey, this is one of the coolest things about this event. All the people work, so you're technically working for Australia, Jordan, kinda.
Correct.
Lars is running in Australia, sure.
Yep.
It's kinda how it works, but let's be honest.
Team Australia.
Roger DeCoster and Ian Harrison, a South African, a Belgian, they work for Team USA.
Yep.
It's just kind of how this game works.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just trying to help your guys.
Yeah, I've come here to win, and
yep.
Unfortunately, chance isn't here. Or maybe
so that's the
different.
thing. Would you have had like, you would have been switching shirts?
Yeah, back and forth.
250 crew chief.
Yeah.
That's true. Anything much different? I heard nowadays the bikes, the regulations, it's not that different anymore.
It's the fuel.
That's the only thing left?
Yeah, biggest thing is fuel.
Yeah, even the exhaust is not that different?
We are quieter over here. We have to be quieter.
But it's not a huge...
No, it's only like 0.9.
That's what I heard,
right
point down, yeah. Does the fuel affect that much?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we got a remap for it.
So there's a little work to do. Little work. It's not like it used to be back here where it was like total fish out of water. Thanks, Jordy. That is Team Australia working out of there. That's Kyle Webster bike. Kyle Webster was given a factory Honda. It's the same type of bike that Chance Hymas and Joe Shimoda would be on. The pressure's on him because you've got the Lawrence brothers. This is a golden opportunity for Australia to win this race. They've never won it before. We'll see how he does on the 250. It was slow going at the beginning of his free practice, switching in and out from the regular bike to the backup bike, et cetera, et cetera. But again, it's early in the weekend. We can't get too crazy. This is where I wanted to arrive. This here is a Team USA structure where the riders can all hang out. They don't hang out in the Yamaha truck. They don't hang out in the KTM truck. They hang out here together. They discuss line choice, their gear and their gear bags and their food and everything is in here. So they're trying to get the riders to communicate line choice and what they've learned as much as possible. Now, what I got to see inside here was ideas that I had never even thought of in this sport. There are pictures on the wall of starts of previous GPs at this track. Oh God. and they're just trying to figure out where the gates are.
I don't have
What are
time
you
for your
doing?
bullshit.
Why are you here? Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, you're busy.
I'm super busy.
Oh, you're super
I'm more
busy.
busy now that I'm not racing.
Here we go. They all say this.
I know how you feel.
How busy?
My jaw's tired.
Oh, okay. All right, so finally some respect. Yeah. Do you have a
So
job
hard.
here, Phil?
Ah,
Are
here
you?
to support my buddy.
I thought, look, forget what brands you're associated with or rode for or whatever. You're here for Coop. That's just really going
bit,
down.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
a lot bit.
A lot of it.
Okay, yes. Because I didn't hear you even going to this race.
I booked a ticket on Monday.
Did you find someone to pay for it, though?
No, I used my own miles.
No.
Swear.
You wanted to be here that bad for your guy.
Well, I'm like, you know what? You know, actually, miles-wise, it was actually pretty cheap.
Yes,
so I'm
I agree.
Like, I'll go
Yeah.
to London.
This guy. What are you doing? You're just hanging out?
Being
Just
awesome.
Being, just being Ryan. He's being Ryan Villapoto.
5:30. I have a call time at 5:30.
That means he has to do something.
Yep. Autograph signing tomorrow. Why don't you come do it with me?
Definition
Everybody
of
wants
a-
LP.
They don't even know who he is here.
No, they don't.
They don't even know who he is
No
here.
idea.
They don't even know who he is. Oh, Big Sean, I gotta get out of here, huh?
No,
What? You've never once said
I
this.
know,
You've
you're
never
right,
once.
you're right. Actually, you know,
you heard I was
it's
over
time
here.
for- yeah, I know.
And you're like,
you gotta go.
Yeah, it's the radio. DeCoster got on the
All the way
headset.
from track.
Weigandt's over there. So in there right now, I just rode down. Cooper Webb's on the table getting worked on by Doc G. Tomac was there. He's back in his street clothes. He'll be racing again later, but they talked about the track. And yeah, what really impresses me is they have stuff, like I said, studying this track from previous MXGPs. What are we on right now?
The Weege Show.
Yeah! Hey, I ran into the right guy at the right time. This is Tim Gajser, multi-time MXGP world champ. Hey guys. So close this year. So close this year. What is your goal when you come to this race? Pancar's good, so your team's going to get in. But winning the event or podiuming, is it more for you individual? How do you look at it?
I mean, we have one of the best teams, yeah.
Yes.
Panzer is doing well, you know. This year, I think he showed that he had the speed, you know,
Yes.
to ride in top 10 consistently
Yes,
in
yes.
MXGPs. We are missing the third rider.
Yeah.
We have Yaka, he's super young, he's coming, but
Yeah.
I mean, we all like the track over here in Matele Basin. It's my favorite one, so yeah, of course. I mean, the weather looks good for the moment.
It
the
does.
track looks good, so I think we're gonna have a good races.
This third moto, if everyone gets through tomorrow, we're good. Might be one of the most stacked motos we've ever seen when we get both 450 classes out there. Do you have a little like pride and like, man, I would really like to win that one, regardless of the team situation?
Of course, I mean, it would be nice, you know, to
Yes.
win that moto. I hope the track, like I said, I hope the weather
Yes.
stays how it is now, you know, sunny, because the track is really technical with a lot of runs. And yeah, I think would be nice, yeah.
It'd be an epic way to settle it.
Yes,
All right, that's the
exactly.
pit bike. Nice to see you in person and meet you in person.
Thank you.
Tim Gajser.
Enjoy.
Good luck. Yep. Hey, we found Mike Pelletier of the AMA. I was just complimenting. I've been inside that truck a couple times now. This has come so far from where we were at Redbud 2018. Like, stuff I've never even thought of from a strategy standpoint. Well, regardless of what it actually does for the results, you just have to be proud of everyone's putting their best foot forward these days.
100%. It's way different than it was. We keep growing every year with it.
Yeah.
So you can really feel the team atmosphere, the filming of the races,
Yeah.
you know, the timing, the segments, and they're working as one. Riders
Yes.
are coming off the track, talking to each other.
Yes.
That's what you want. That's all
And
you
that
can
was
ask for.
not always happening.
No, not always. No.
Yes.
So this is a big step up. And
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Okay, so for you, it is awesome to find Eli Tomac off the bench. Like, that is all time to have a guy that good available. But if Cooper Webb doesn't do what he does, I don't know if the whole thing happens at all.
It's hard.
So just talk about what that was like for him to say, I'll do this, I'll ride the 250.
Honestly, losing Chance hurt, because I know Chance wanted to come here
Yeah.
so bad. We
Yeah.
were all excited.
Yeah.
Things happened, and Cooper was asked and got on the motorcycle, spun some laps, and said, I'm in.
One day, that day.
Yep, one day. Yep.
Yes.
So he was all in, and
Yeah.
he's always been supportive of this event.
Yeah.
Dropping him down was the question, and he was all in on it once he rode the motorcycle. So we'll see what we can do. And then, you know, unfortunately with Chase, what happened, but Eli coming together on Monday. So Chase injury on Saturday.
Yes.
Monday morning, Eli saying yes, and it was incredible.
Because you,
Stressful, but incredible.
yeah, because you've lived this. You know when it starts to go sideways. You've seen it. It starts to tumble the wrong way. This year you actually got it back on track.
It was wild, yeah. And
Yes.
I think that's a testament to everybody wanting to come, the support we have now, and we're all
Yeah.
in. So we're giving these guys everything they possibly can to be successful, and it shows, and I hope they can just turn around the track.
And the vibe is high.
The vibe is high. Vibes are high.
Had a meet and greet. That's why.
Oh, so you've been hanging out. We got Orange Army. Friends of the Netherlands. We have to be quiet. They're watching video in there.
Special for Eric.
Okay, so it's not just Netherlands team. You will respect
No,
Plessinger.
no, why not? He's a nice guy.
And he has a hat somewhat similar.
no,
Now, I just want to do one thing. These are genuine wooden shoes. Wow, that is amazing. And you've got something for Aaron.
Yeah, this is a present.
We're going to trade cowboy boots for...
Cowboy boots for the cowboy.
Oh, here we go.
That's right.
We're going to trade the cowboy boots for a pair of those. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I really had to work hard to find this. This is the legend of legends of Motocross the Nations. This is Tanel Leok. We joke about this every year, but 22 times?
Yeah, 22 times.
And that is by far the most of anyone that's done this event.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, it was Kulas as a kind of your hype man. He was the one giving me the stats. They say that Max Nagel is 18 now.
Yeah.
But some of them didn't count? They didn't qualify? That's what Harry was trying to imply.
Well, a long time ago when I started hitting this record already, and then Smet said, Joel Smet said that, did you qualify all the time? Because when you don't qualify, it doesn't count.
Okay,
So I'm like, yeah, so far we did. So 22nd time it is here, but now we have to qualify.
Now you have to qualify.
Yes.
I remember you way back. Weren't you on a British Suzuki team?
Yes.
Back in the day. When would this have been?
That was 2004.
2004. On RM250.
Yes. On Motocross Nation I did actually, I replaced injured Smets. I got the factory right in end of the year, but all season I was riding with 250 two-strokers.
Yes. So you have a little bit of British heritage in your years. You've done some...
Yes.
Did you live here or anything like that at that time? With that
I
team?
used 2004. I lived and I stayed. Even 2015, I did British Championship. I didn't do so many Grand Prix anymore.
Yeah.
To end of 2014, I was thinking, that's it. I do a little bit British Championship, and that's it. And
that is 10 years ago.
Yes. And then somehow I did for fun with my friends a little bit some Grand Prix, and I was offered a KTM test rider opportunity.
Yep.
So I came back to Grand Prix and I started doing, and I still love to ride, yes. But yeah, also for this year I wasn't ready to come 100% because circumstances, somebody's getting injured, somebody was sick, and yeah, here I am. So, and MX2, normally I'm not MX2 rider.
Okay, so you might not have been on the team this year. It might have finally happened where they found new guys.
Yes.
You were not going to be on the team at one point.
No, I was focused on my sons, and I was not training at all. Almost all summer. I teach some Estonian Championship races, 4 races, and that was it.
How ready are you now for this?
I did 1 month heavy training, but it comes back quicker, the fitness pace and everything. But it is a little bit. When you're not doing Grand Prix, like this track is also like special. You forget how that like pro level tracks will come. So you can do all these Estonian Championship tracks and all this, so that you think you are
you're ready.
Yeah, but when you come here, you're a little bit like,
oh, it's bad out there today. Yes. Like the ruts are gnarly. Yes. So. Do you think this could be the last one, or is this circumstance going to fall in place again, maybe?
I think it should be the last time, but you never know. You never know.
Hey, there could be some young guy. You got to push the record out as far as you can, so no one catches you. Add 23, add 24.
That's not my call. I still want to perform for Team Estonia, and Team Estonia should have the best riders to make the good results. So.
Now, in the prime years, you said you were going to retire 10 years ago, and you're still going. Yeah. What is the best you did in a moto here? You've had 5ths, I think? Almost 3rds?
In moto?
In a moto at the Nations.
Second, almost twice. Second.
Oh, you got podiums. You did get podium motos.
With the team, I was 4th 3 times, but overall myself, I was like in Lommel, I was 2nd and 4th. And one time I finished 2nd in Donington Park in England, Motocross of Nations. And
was that 08 or something like that? Yeah. Okay.
Last moto, I actually went for a win, and last lap, me and Sebastian Porcel.
Yes.
I hit his rear wheel and I went down, but I still ended up 2nd, but okay.
Oh, that was the moto where Stewart's bike, he stalled.
He stalled and then jumped off the track one time and crashed.
And Porcel won that, and you got 2nd.
Yes.
There we go. So yeah, this is not what we call a participation trophy. You've earned it. You've had really good results through the years.
Yeah.
Yes, that's cool. Well, nice to officially get that. This could be the last. Could be. Awesome. All right, Tanel Leok, everybody, 22. But you got to qualify first.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes for Team Estonia. All right, let's wrap this show up. The qualifying motos are over. Mathis and JT, Phil Nicoletti, Hortmo, go Hortmo. Team Norway's here. Yes. Look at these outfits. I love it. This is great stuff. Oh, we're doing a photo. Sorry. Do it again. That's terrible. Where are you from, dude?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
There we go.
See you tomorrow.
I'll be here. Oh yeah, my guys. You're half. It's USA and also Bolivia. Bolivia. Yes, very good.
Can I get a photo?
Yes, great sunglasses there.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Am I in the Weege Show?
You're in the Weege Show right now.
I'm so glad.
What's that?
Where did they finish today?
Ninth.
Okay.
Ninth.
Could be
So,
worse.
yes, exactly. They were 24th gate pick. Let's talk about how the racing went today. But shout out again to Ogio, our sponsor. This backpack has been with me to every race I've gone to since the end of 2019. They actually sent me, there we go. Good day. Okay. Thank you. Back in 2019, Ogio sent me this backpack before I went to Australia for the Aussex Open. They said, hey, Australia. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're in the right spot. Australia's over here. So they're like, hey, you want us to send you a new backpack since we're sponsoring the show for the weekend? And I said, I honestly don't need one. I've taken this backpack to every race for 5 seasons, and it is fine. So that's the kind of quality you get. Ogio Power Sports, check them out on social, ogio.com if you want to check out the bags. It's Team USA in here. So yeah, it was 9th overall today. Obviously, no one's going to be celebrating a 9th, but it wasn't bad. There were some overall moments that were good, probably highlighted by kind of a beast mode performance at one point for Eli Tomac. And regardless of the result on paper, how that moto turned out, what I love is the coming together of storylines and angles and rivalries and battles and action that you just don't get to see really at any other race. And what was happening in the first qualifying race today, that was the MXGP class, Jeffrey Hurlings, I think, started about 4th, went down. He got up. He had Eli Tomac, who had a bad start, right behind him. And we had a moment where it was Tomac and Hurlings coming through traffic with this wire hooked on me. One of the many hospitality trucks for Honda probably just lost their power because I hooked onto that cord. Hurlings was going through traffic, Tomac was going through traffic, and then they started to catch Ken Roczen, who was up ahead. Germany had the last gate pick, but Ken Roczen, doing typical Ken Roczen things, somehow turned that into a decent start because he probably passed 10 guys in the first 2 corners. And for a brief moment you had, wow, Hurlings is closing on Roczen, Tomac is closing on Hurlings. These 3, who you could probably argue were the 3 best guys over the course of a decade, races and titles won, and just overall speed and skill and ability, Hurlings, Tomac, Roczen. That's the generation that's probably starting to move on their way out, but they've still got some good rides in them. To just see them get close and battle was really cool. The guy was standing next to some fan in the tower, was having like a out-of-body religious experience seeing Beast Mode Tomac. I mean, he took 4 seconds out of Hurlings real quick, and he was going like this. This fan is going like, he was like having hot flashes. He's like, I've seen him on TV, but I've never seen this in person. And I'm like, yeah, that's impressive. But mind you, by the way, this battle was for like 5th, 6th, and 7th, or 4th, 5th, and 6th. Because way up ahead, 33 seconds up ahead, was Jorge Prado and Tim Gajser. And they didn't even look like they were riding hard, and they had huge leads. Now, Spain had, I believe, the 3rd gate pick. Prado's the best starter in the game, probably the whole world, either side. And he sprints early, and that was on display. Geyser kept it close. Hunter Lawrence was a solid 3rd until he fell late, and that allowed the Frenchman, Roman Fevre, to move up to the 3rd place spot. And Tomac's charge, he got to Hurlings, he almost passed him once or twice, and then he went back to his previous pace that wasn't as quick. Not sure what happened there. He was abusing the heck out of the clutch. Some people were assuming it was that, but I did not hear any panic or alarm from the American group. They said everybody felt fine, nobody's hurt, nothing like that. I don't know why Tomac wasn't as fast at the end, but for a brief moment there in the middle, you're like, he could go this pace. It'd be nice if he had a better start. And now you can't even blame the gate pick, because then Webb almost hole shot from the 24th gate in the MX2 moto. He just didn't have the pace, and he drifted back to about 8th, I think, at the end. And from what I learned over that, still got to figure out lines on the 250 and how to ride that thing aggressively out here. This track is nasty, like nasty, nasty. The ruts are so bad. There's a lot of tabletops, downhill jumps, for example, where the fast way might be to, you know, scrub it and land front wheel down and really drive to the landing. No one's doing that because the landings are so rutted. There are ruts all the way around this track. That's typical motocross. That's not an excuse, but it is very tricky. Trying to find extra pace, trying to hang it out. You really just gotta stay in the line, find the right line, and you can't override it. Track won't allow you to do that. Hey guys. So that was the MX2 class. Tom Vial had a giant lead, and then I was waiting for the two MX2 guys who battled for the title this year, which is Kai de Wolf and Lucas Koenen, to make a run at him. Eventually de Wolf crashed. Koenen did make a run at Vial, then he crashed. Vial wins. French team solid again, a 3-1 from Fevre and Vial. And the last moto, Jet Lawrence wins the open class. There's been a little chatter about why Jet is racing the open class and not MXGP. I believe the theory over there is Jet's fresher. He's had a lot of time off. He'll have the shorter break between motos, and they think he can handle that shorter break between motos. Hunter's gonna have a whole moto off in between, and that might help Hunter in that MXGP class. But anyway, I don't think anyone will be surprised. Spain to the lowest score today, but their weak link is gonna be the MX2 rider, Oriol Oliveira, and he was only, I believe, 10th in the MX2 moto, but you only count your 2 best scores today. They're gonna have to count one of his scores tomorrow. That's gonna make life tough on Spain. So the fact that France and Australia were right next in line, not really a surprise. And then the Netherlands score was hurt by that early crash from Herlings and the crash from de Wolf. They'll be better tomorrow. As for Team USA, that's gonna be a real question mark. They were okay today, they were solid. I think they probably have the most to gain because they're learning this track, unlike the other riders who know it like the back of their hand, but they've got to get a lot better. I mean, in the end, they weren't top 5ing in any of the motos. That's obviously not gonna get it done. Their gate pick will be better tomorrow. 9th is better than 24th, but going back into that unit, that truck that I was talking about, there they were, watching film, talking about lines. I think they've got a much better effort than previous years. Like I said, is that gonna make them win the thing? I don't know if we can go that far, but they certainly hope to be further toward the front tomorrow. Tomac showed signs that he can be a real player, and obviously that'll help. That's it for the Weege Show. It's cold and it's getting dark here. When I get this uploaded, we'll be back with more tomorrow.